what document it's for.
I'm sorry?
She doesn't know what document it's for. So my mobile notary, I just say, look, well, they have the entire document. I say, all I need is this page of this document. So he sees what the name of it is, because they have to write it in their book what document it is.
And when you bring it in yourself, when you go to meet the notary, you bring in the letter.
Well, my notary I've done, I don't even know how many I've done with her. Yeah. So I just tell her what this is for. If you want, you can
just bring it.
Yeah, just go for it. But all that needs to be signed is that one piece. Yep. All right. So title issues. So when you sell a piece of property and you're not selling the property yourself, you have a title issue. So you're selling clear title to the property for its use and enjoyment. That's what you're really selling. By not going through a title company, the title is not insured. If it's not insured, you run the risk of not having a clean title in the time of transfer or sale. I think I kind of beat this one like to death already. So in other words, if you don't use a title company, you're doing it at your own risk. I've said it. There we go. All right. You now own the property, and you can sell it at will. Selling to the new buyer. This is where it gets kind of good. So I know this is heavy documentation stuff, guys. I know this. It's recorded. You're going to get this again. What's up?
So before we go, not using the title, if you do a table close.
Yes.
And you take it in your trust.
Yes.
That document, the deed, there isn't one?
There is a deed. It's to the trustee.
To the trustee, and then you go file it yourself with the county?
Or my trustee will do it. Record it, yeah.
It's got to be recorded with the county.
It has to be recorded. The grant deed has to be recorded that the property's been transferred into the trust. That's it. That's all it's recorded. Yep. And the trustee is now on record. So now that trustee is going to start getting mail for you. They're going to get they're going to get that recorded document back. They're going to get taxes, questions about, hey, did you?
And you don't even need the beneficiary at that point, the beneficiary being the original seller, because you had them transfer they become beneficiaries and then they become not beneficiaries on another document that you don't.
Nope, right there on the back page. Interest. Nope, right there, other one. Yep, that's the one.
And so they're not either of these.
They're not any of those, no.
So they're beneficiaries, but they have no interest.
Correct.
So they have nothing to do.
Nothing to do with it.
With the transfer.
They're absolutely out. They're straw men, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I got a question on your trustee out of state.
Yeah.
Can you have that address just forwarded back to you so you can get it in your mail? Or do you really need to have somebody out there who's checking mail?
Doesn't it have to be a place where you can serve legal documents?
You can go anywhere, really. So here's one thing that I'm contemplating doing that I probably should have done from the get-go. So the trustee is a friend, and it's going to that friend's personal address. What I'm looking at doing now is setting up a P.O. box for them to check maybe once a month. So just in case I get stupid and set a house on fire with a family in it, and someone wants to sue me, or that trustee, they're not going to come knocking on her door. It'll be served to that address.
So you could do one of those mailbox forwarding things.
You could. So that answers his question. So in that regard, yes, what they'll do for a service is they'll take all the mail and they'll bundle it up every month and they'll send it to you, or every week or whatever.
Is there a notification that goes back to the sender?
No. So my business P.O. box, if certified mail comes to it, which it does all the time, especially when I'm doing foreclosure defenses, all kinds of certified mail comes. He signs for it. The guy that owns the mailbox place, he signs for it and then just puts it in my thing. That's it. So it's been received. It doesn't have to be received by me. It just has been received.
And some of those companies will scan them and just email them to you.
Yeah, that's cool. I've never looked into that service. So yeah, that is an option for you as well.
Electronic.
So they'll open your mail for you?
So you don't have to go check for the mail. They let you know when you have mail, and they even scan it. And if you don't even want to go pick it up.
So they open up and scan it to you? Open it up and scan it?
I don't know. I've never actually seen the documents. She just told me about it.
Oh, okay. I don't know how I want them to read my mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I get checks. I get people mailing their checks and stuff like that all the time. Yeah. I got one lady, oh my gosh, I cannot get her to for the life of me. I'm like, please, 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 put my name, put Nickel Properties, put something down on this check. Every month it's $2,000 and it's blank. And her kid like runs up to my car to give it to me, because she's like this oldest East Indian lady, and she's like, please come get your check today. And like I'm getting sick and tired of going out there, and her like, oh, I forgot that was tonight. And like I go out there like 4 or 5 times. She's the only person that's just like, of all my properties, I'm like, if I could train you to be better, please. But when I do go out there, her son will come out. It's like windy and all this crazy stuff. He's like, I got the money. I'm like, if the wind like snatched that thing, I mean, it's like a $2,000 payday for somebody. I mean, she's very trusting, very sweet. But I'm trying to I'm like, look, I know you use Chase. I know Chase has online bill pay. I will come over and set it up. I will give you my routing number. I will give you my account number. Just put the $2,000 in and send. It's really that simple. I know you're not dumb. You're very smart. So she's the only one of all of my tenants that I have payment issues with. Not that she doesn't pay. It's the fact that I got to drive to her house to pick up the check.
So with our tenants over there, we inherited them, and in their leases, it was stipulated that they have to pay electronically.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we just kept that in there.
Please, yeah, do that. And we're going to talk about this when we get to back end stuff. Best practices and stuff like that. But that's a great one. A lot of my guys just pay PayPal.
Yeah.
Just right into my account. Okay, so selling to the new buyer. So we went through any questions on you acquiring the property, disclosures and things like that. Pretty clear? You're either in trust, you're not in trust, you have new insurance in place, you're all good to go, you have qualified written requests on file, you're now legit, you can sell this property. Okay, so here's where the rubber meets the road.
Actually,
All right?
you say you've never done it before, so when... we
So
go to
I'm going to
closing-
make up the answer then for you.
So you're doing it, you're selling it in a little bit of a different way than is traditional. You're just selling it, you're transferring your interest, your beneficiary interest in the trust. So what can you expect in that case? I mean, you're asking the buyer to do something that's not traditional. You're not going through a title company at that point when you're selling it, right? You're
Right.
not going through escrow.
Yeah, all I would do in that case, so if I were to run that one all the way through, we'd be like, look, I have this much equity, pay me my equity, and I will give you my interest in the property, and then we can reassign you as the new trustee. And that way they control it and they run with it. That's fine.
And they might have questions about that, and they can talk to their attorney about it, and their attorney.
Well, if they have a
As
question.
trustee, not as a beneficiary.
Beneficiary, I think is. what
Well,
it
no,
is.
I would give them the beneficiary, but they might not want my trustee, so I can make them the trustee.
Yeah. Both.
Both.
Yeah, so they'd be the beneficiary and the trustee. That's completely fine. Or I would just say, let's do a contract for deed. And you guys have this document where you have and we're getting into this right now, a contract for deed. The land trust is selling the contract for deed. So you have the trust selling it to them. And they can just make payments over time. But 9 times out of 10, people are saying, no, I want the property in my name. I'm going to buy it through escrow, blah, blah, blah. They're not going to be keen down to this. They're not going to understand this
Yeah,
concept.
exactly. So when and if they do that, then what happens? What's the scenario?
The trustee does it. But I have the power of attorney for the trustee, so I can go ahead and sign the property over to him and close.
And that'll go through escrow, no problem with the trust document.
Because who's on title?
The trust.
The trustee.
Unless you did it title.
And that's
Unless I
not
didn't record it.
cloudy, there's no cloudiness in that.
What will be clouded?
I don't know.
No.
All I understand is that if it doesn't go through escrow, then there's a chance that it's clouded.
The only thing that doesn't go through escrow is if it changes ownership from one party to another party and it's not insured.
And the current-
From a trust, as you're going to see here, I'm going to show you why. From the owner putting it into a trust does not change ownership.
If they're dead.
Doesn't matter. It's in a trust. The trust owns it, not them.
So they transfer their
Trust goes on forever.
into the trust.
Yep.
And then they die, but still no transfer.
Nothing has to happen. The trust owns it, not them.
So
Getting
I'm
it more
pretty
and more every
I'm
time.
pretty sure that all this stuff that we're learning, people will pay lots and lots of money for.
You guys don't even
on
know.
High-end investors, high net worth individuals.
yeah.
I think they pay a lot of money for this kind of information. Like I think it's really valuable.
Well, yeah.
You guys don't even know, man.
Honestly, I think we have a good idea, but
I gotta buy myself an island somewhere. No. Okay, selling to the new buyer.
Thanks for pointing that out.
Yep. What is seller financing? This is really what you guys have paid to learn, but without all of the groundwork and the foundation. So all people see is the tip of the iceberg. They just see, oh, seller financing. Oh, it's a contract for deed. Oh, it's a lease option. Oh, I can do this. I can do that. I've heard these terms. Let's go practice this. All you're really seeing, though, is the top 10% of the iceberg. The whole other 90% is what you and I have been covering these last 2 days and most of today. They don't ever see that, and for that reason, they're doing things inaccurately, and they're setting themselves up for failure and for risk. So now that you have this foundation and this groundwork, let's jump into the fun stuff of really how we're making money selling these properties. But without properly preparing everything the way that we have, this doesn't really do anything for you because it could go sideways any which way. Okay? Here we go. Bam! Seller financing. What is it? It's where the seller finances a portion or all of the sale with clearly defined terms. Okay? Well, what does that mean? Well, 3 types of seller financing are lease options. We've discussed that term. Contract for deed or a land contract, depends on where you're at. In South Carolina, they're called bond for title. Yeah, every state has a different term for it. Most of them are contract for deeds. Or subject to. This is typically how you've just purchased the property. It's going to be a subject to purchase. 9 times out of 10, you're purchasing subject to.